Hey guys. Hey,
What's up, Joel?
how's the studying for the lipid exam going?
I don't know. There's a lot of material. I really don't feel like studying right now.
There's a lot of material.
I don't know, guys. I feel like all you really need to know is that lipids constitute a broad group of naturally occurring molecules that include fats, waxes, sterols, and fat-soluble vitamins. The main biological function of lipids include energy storage as structural components of cell membrane and as important signaling molecules. Lipids may be broadly defined as hydrophobic or amphipathic small molecules. Although the term lipid is used as a synonym for fats, fats are a subgroup of lipids called triglycerides. Lipids also encompass molecules such as fatty acids and their derivatives, as well as other sterol-containing metabolites such as cholesterol. Although humans and other mammals use various biosynthetic pathways to both break down and synthesize lipids, some essential lipids cannot be made this way and must be obtained from the diet.
Whoa.
Good enough?
Somebody's been hitting up the books.
Not really.
Sounds like it.
Wiki for life, bro.
Alright. Well, I'm gonna study later. Instead, let's just watch some TV for a bit.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Food Network, where it's always Brenner here, known as breakfast for dinner. Today, what you'll need is liver, 5 organic eggs, butter, or Benecol if you're a weenie, olive oil, and sunflower seeds. Now, cooking with eggs this morning, the only part we are truly after is the egg yolk, because we are, after all, cooking with cholesterol. Now, if this becomes your favorite breakfast and you have high cholesterol the next time you go to the doctor, don't worry, they make statins for that kind of thing. But the first thing you're going to do is add your butter. And since it is butter, it is a solid at room temperature, and it's going to take a little more heat to get that going. I started with a hot pan, and you can see that butter is already happily melting. Just remember that it does have a higher melting point because of all the saturated fats. Once we have that going, we're going to move to oil, which is liquid at room temperature. I like a nice mix of both. And we are going to get that up and almost to boiling. While we're waiting for that, I'm going to scramble our egg yolks. Dairy and beef are both great for reducing your risk of heart disease and some cancers, thanks to their conjugated linoleic acids. Alright, now that you can hear that nice sizzling happening, that's just what we want. And we're going to add our scrambled egg yolks, nice and high in that cholesterol. You can go ahead and preheat your oven while you're waiting for that. I wish you could be here to smell this. It smells so good. And now that our yolks are just about there, I'm going to add my liver that I have diced up. I want to make sure I cook this. For those of you that don't know, it's very ironic that we're adding liver. Liver is actually where your body produces some of its own cholesterol. And into the oven we'll go. Now that we have baked that nice and to the point of perfection in our oven, I'm going to reach and grab that. Be careful, it's going to be nice and toasty. And it's going to be nice and buttery and rich for you. And you are going to go ahead and do a nice big serving of that. And make sure you add in some seeds for yourself. They're an excellent source of triglycerols, the simplest of the fats. The fats are wonderful, much better than just plain sugars, a lot less water carried with them, and they taste great. So just remember that LDL and HDL, there's no such thing as a bad cholesterol. They're all great for the structure and fluidity of your cell membranes. There's some science in your cooking.
Now that's what they call a big stick. Did you see that over there? Don't know if that is what I think it is. Time to get a better look. Just what I thought. Let's go for it. Crikey, folks, there he is. What we have here, folks, is a polar bear in hibernation, which is strange because this is a temperate region. It can go for months without peeing or without pooping. It's crazy. It does this by means of triacylglycerols, which is recycling fats. It oxidizes them for energy, and then it recycles it so they don't need water or food. It's stored in adipose tissue, in places of fat reserves, like the rear end. For those of you who are scientifically savvy, this molecule is a glycerol backbone esterified with 3 fatty acids, and it's better than sugars for long-term energy storage because it's a slow delivery of energy, and also because it doesn't need to hold water, so you can store more in a smaller amount of space. Lipid pigments are also used in bird feathers, and also in plants, and mainly here it's used to keep this big guy insulated and having enough energy. Come here, you. Have a good little sleep, yes you are. Crikey, what's that over there? Something not nearly as interesting, a plant. Plants too use lipids, not only for energy in seeds, but also in the membrane. The thylakoid membrane is composed of galactolipid, which makes up 70% of all lipids in plants. What a beautiful plant you are, all thanks to those lipids. You're a good plant. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Let's move on to our next adventure.
No. Blood groups are determined by glycosphingolipids. It's the sugar on the head group. Sugar. N-acetylgalactosamine A and galactose B. And how are they added?
Glycotransferase.
No, it's glycotransferase. Now, get out of here. Go do something useful.
Dr. Casa,
What do we got?
patient 23 here was admitted today. Severe chronic pain of the extremities.
Acroparesthesia.
We started pain management, but there's been no improvement so far. Look.
Let's see. We have angiokeratosis on the lower torso, and the corneas are cloudy.
So cloudy.
What were the results of the blood test?
High levels of urea.
That signals kidney failure. Clumsy. Fibber's disease. It's a form of Niemann-Pick's. Test the patient for a deficiency in the enzyme alpha-galactosidase A. Sphingolipids are accumulating in the bloodstream and aren't being able to be broken down by the lack of enzyme, thus ending up in the kidneys.
You've done it again, Dr. Casa.
Doctor.
Biochemist Lipid, phospholipid, sphingomyelin, phospholipid, green cytochrome lung surfactant. Lor gadgakazu. Inarakadu. Lor garachajin zutahai.
Dr. Burr, the science, sir. Learning is fun.
Hello, I'm Dr. Burr, and this is my lovely unpaid intern, Dan. Today we're going to continue our discussion on lipids. We've already learned that the body has membranes made up of lipids, proteins, and more. But what exactly do those look like? Do you know? Because I do. A large part of the membrane is made up of phospholipids, which consist of two types. Those with the glycerol backbone, and those with sphingosine. Let's take a closer look. The important ones here are the ones with the glycerol backbone, like phosphatidylcholine or phosphatidylserine, which is a precursor to phosphatidylcholine. As well as being part of the lipid bilayer, they also serve a role as signaling molecules. One example is the activation phospholipase C in response to a hormone signal, which hydrolyzes phosphatidylinositol. Some phospholipids have the ester C1 swapped with an ether-linked fatty acid and are called plasmalogens. Now these are important. One important function of plasmalogens is something called platelet activating factor, which stimulates production of inflammatory cells. I mean, how cool is that? Oh, the things we are learning together. After the break, we're going to take a wild ride through the centrifuge to isolate some of these lipids. Please stay tuned.
Welcome back to Jeopardy! Today with me I have Larry, Dick, and Harry. We have 5 categories to choose from today, which include progesterone, testosterone, steroid or hormones, aldosterone, and cortisol. Larry, please start us off.
Let's have progesterone for 200.
The question, the location of synthesis of progesterone.
Bong.
Larry,
What are ovaries?
that is correct.
Let's have testosterone for 400.
The question is, testosterone, naturally produced by the testes, it has the function which include
Bong.
Dick.
What is winning?
That is incorrect.
Bong.
Larry,
What are male secondary sex characteristics?
very good.
Let's have steroid hormones for 500.
This question is, steroid hormones induce gene expression and metabolism through a series of steps, which include entering the cell, being carried by carriers to the site of synthesis of their target cells, and binding to these.
Bong! What is HGH?
Incorrect.
Bong.
Larry,
What are specific receptors?
correct.
Let's have aldosterone for 100.
Aldosterone, a steroid that is synthesized in the adrenal cortex, is used by the body for this.
Bing.
Dick,
What is Larry's a prig?
incorrect.
Bing.
Larry,
What is you kiss your mother with that mouth, Dick?
that is incorrect.
Bing! What is regulating blood pressure and volume?
Very good. One last question before our next commercial break. Harry, what do you choose?
Cortisol for 500.
I'm sorry, we already answered that. We have 300 left, though.
Give me that one.
This synthetic version of cortisol has the same function as cortisol, reducing inflammation. However, at high levels, it can act negatively towards cortisol.
Bing! What is HGH?
That is incorrect.
Bing.
Dick?
False.
That is incorrect.
Bing.
Larry?
What is prednisone?
That is correct, and that is all the time we have now. We will see you after the next commercial break.
Hey, you there! Yeah, you on the couch. You know what you need? You need lipids. You know why? They give you energy, energy, energy! We pack 'em tight, saturation. Hey, or you getting wet on that couch? You know what? They repel water. Insolubility. Need structures? Build structures. Not just for the lipid bilayer anymore. All alone? Signal someone. See? It works! Call now and we'll throw in regulatory and coenzyme lipids for free! Free! How can we afford to give you such a deal? We give you waxes! Not just 18 to 20 carbons, they are 30 to 36! Almost twice as long! Come check out our testimonials. Give it to them, Larry!
Lipids saved my marriage. It made my hair softer. It made my teeth whiter. It made my breath smell so much better. Oh my gosh, it was great. It made my feet smell less. It was great. It was just so wonderful. Got rid of my cavities. It was great.
Jumping G knowledge occurs. I learned so much.
The amount of knowledge packed into this single video is absolutely astounding.
I learned lots.
I'm never studying again. Always television. Love you guys.